the last activity that we was doing. That was uh, present perfect continuous tense,
Mhm.
and we have to do this exercise. So I'm gonna do it a little smaller to see on the activity. Let's check this. Okay, we have a listening. The idea is to complete the blanks, no, with the information that you have on the listening. So I'm gonna start the listening. You're gonna listen and complete. So,
Hi, Jody.
Hi, Martin. At last. You've been talking on the phone for ages.
Oh, sorry. How long have you been trying?
Since 5 o'clock. Have you been talking to the States?
Yes, I have, but I haven't been talking to the same person for 3 hours. The last one was Sophie.
Who's Sophie? Your girlfriend?
Let's just say she's a friend. She's been diving in Hawaii for a week. It's not fair. Anyway, what's up?
It's about that concert at the Brixton Academy next month. Luke and I have been searching online for tickets since lunchtime and
Don't tell me you've got some.
yes, we have, but they're £30 each. What do you think?
Well, I've been saving for a bike since I arrived, but that can wait. I'm in.
Great, we're on it.
ok, voy a reproducir el audio una vez más, ¿vale?
Okay.
Hi, Jody.
Hi, Martin, at last. You've been talking on the phone for ages.
Oh, sorry. How long have you been trying?
Since 5 o'clock. Have you been talking to the States?
Yes, I have, but I haven't been talking to the same person for 3 hours. The last one was Sophie.
Who's Sophie? Your girlfriend?
Let's just say she's a friend. She's been diving in Hawaii for a week. It's not fair. Anyway, what's up?
It's about that concert at the Brixton Academy next month. Luke and I have been searching online for tickets since lunchtime and
Don't tell me you've got some.
yes, we have, but they're £30 each. What do you think?
Well, I've been saving for a bike since I arrived, but that can wait. I'm in.
Great, we're on it.
Ok, vale. Okay, let's check. I have been. No, este era de la clase pasada. Este no es. Ah, es esta. Okay, so well, we are using present perfect tense, no? So number one, no. Hi, Martin. At last, you have been talking. You have been talking on the phone for age. You have been talking on the phone for
Ok,
age.
es que pensé que decía think, thinking, y me confundí, dije, no sé qué escuché entonces.
Ya, está diciendo como tipo,
Que
hola
no han
Marta,
hablado por años, ¿no?
ajá, como tipo, al fin, at last. Has
Ajá,
estado hablando en el teléfono por años, o sea, más bien de que ¿por qué? Porque le dice, oh, lo siento, hoy has estado intentando, o sea, llamarme desde las 5, ¿no?
ujú,
Y le dice, have you been talking to the States? Has estado hablando em, de tu estado, has estado hablando de tu, ajá, o sea, de tu estado,
sí, stating.
have you been talking to the States? ¿Has estado hablando de tu estado? Yes, I have. Sí, he estado, pero I have been talking to the same person for 3 hours. Pero he estado hablando con la misma
Con,
persona por tres
por
horas.
tres.
Entonces, por eso es lo que le dice de, has estado hablando en el teléfono por años. ¿De qué tipo te he estado buscando?
¿No contestabas?
No me has contestado, ¿no?
Ok,
Exactamente. ¿Por qué? Porque ha estado en llamada por 3 horas, ¿no? Ha
ok.
estado en llamada por 3 horas. Y luego dice, the last one was Sophie, ¿no? La última fue Sophie. Who's Sophie? Your girlfriend? Let's just say she's a friend. She has been diving,
Typing.
is diving to bucear.
Ah, ok. Bucear. Cierto.
Ella ha estado buceando en Hawái for weeks.
Diving. Ok.
Semanas. Ella ha estado buceando.
Bucear. Ok.
Okay. And say, it's not fair, no es justo, como tipo, oh, me da envidia, ¿no? No es justo, me da envidia. Anyway, cuando decimos, cambiemos de tema, what's up, ¿no? ¿Qué
Ajá,
pasa?
como lo que sea.
Ajá, lo que sea, cambiemos de tema, what's up, ¿qué pasa? Eh, it's about concert that Brixton Academy next month. Look, I searching, have been searching,
Searching. De buscar.
search exactly, de buscar.
Ah, ok.
Have
Search.
been searching online, he estado buscando, hemos estado
Searching.
buscando en línea
Ah,
for
ok.
tickets launch time. Hemos estado buscando por las entradas desde la hora del almuerzo. And don't tell me you got some. No me digas. Conseguiste unos, conseguiste. Yes, we have, but they are 30 pounds each. What do you think? Sí, pero son, o tenemos que poner 30 libras, ¿no?
Libras cada uno,
Cada,
¿no?
cada uno. ¿Qué piensas? What do you think? Well, saving. I've been saving for a bike. He estado ahorrando. I've been saving for a bike. He estado ahorrando. Saving. Ahorrar
Saving.
for a bike. Since I arrived, but that can wait. I'm in. Remember, in this case, I'm in de estoy dentro de sí, jalo, claro que sí, I'm in. Great, we're on it. Genial, estamos en ello. No estamos en eso, ¿no? De que van a cobrar los boletos.
Ok.
Otra opción
Ujú.
en la de que dice, have you been talking to the cities? Podría ser como tipo, ¿has estado hablando con todo el país acaso? De que lo ha estado buscando. O sea,
Ok.
¿has estado hablando de el estado, de tu estado, o sea, de todo el país? ¿Has estado hablando con todo el país? Ok,
Ok.
bueno. ¿Dudas? ¿Preguntas?
No, ya me quedó más claro.
Okay. So, let's continue. So, ahora que, now that we have already learned how to use present perfect continuous tense, we are gonna continue with the different to present perfect continuous tense and present perfect simple. No, that's simple way and continuous tense. So I'm gonna share the screen. Mm, mm, this one. And I have to change to this one. Okay, so we have present perfect simple or present perfect continuous tense. We have to learn the difference of these two type of tenses. And we have a chart, a summary chart. Okay, the important things to understand when we have the simple tense, it's that we usually use with when we have static verbs. And static verbs, remember, it's when we have some verbs that are like that talks about, for example, the feelings or our opinion of something. You know, for example, I like, I love, I hate. It's a static verb. We have static verbs that talks about emotions, maybe, or opinions, maybe a possession or the appearance of something like smell, maybe. And the different, when we have usually verbs that are dynamic verbs, we usually have to use continuous tense. For example, practicing, exercise, um, eat. Dynamic verbs are verbs that you can do when we usually talk about for activities. These are the dynamic verbs. When we use a simple way of present perfect, we usually made an emphasis on the result. On the result, for example, she has cleaned the house, and we are trying to emphasize the result, the activity that she is doing, and at the end, she cleaned all the house. So we usually made emphasis on the result, on the present result. At the different when we have a continuous tense, we usually emphasize how long this activity is doing, the process of doing the action. For example, she has been cleaning the house since morning. So it's really different when we usually only made emphasis on the result. We note that she cleaned, and this the result, we made emphasis on the result. But when we usually write how long, we usually use continuous tense because we are making emphasis how much time this person spent cleaning in this case. When we have simple tense, we usually talk on finished actions. So we don't say when. We don't say when. We don't know when this happened. So we usually know that this activity finished. It has already finished. And we have, for example, I have finished the homework. I've finished the homework. We don't know when this person finished the homework, but we know that this activity ends. And the difference when we have a continuous tense. When we have a continuous tense, we usually talk that the actions that have not finished or that maybe have finished but very, very recently. So it's really different to know when this activity finished, when this activity ends, and when we don't know, when we don't know when this activity ends, we usually use simple tense. But when we know that this activity have already finished very recently, a few minutes ago, we usually use a continuous tense. For example, I have been finishing the homework recently. So this activity, the homework, not to do the homework, have already finished a little few moments ago, recently. Uh, Other different to simple tense and continuous tense, and when we talk about how much or how long. So that's really, really different. When we talk about how much or how many, we are talking about the times that this activity happened. For example, you have written 20 emails, so we are talking about how much or how many times this activity happened. At the different when we made an emphasis how long, the duration of this activity was doing this person. When we start and when it ends, we are talking about all the time that this person spent to do the activity. So when we usually talk about the duration, how long, we usually use continuous tense. You have been writing emails for hours. So it's really different. You have written 20 emails. We have a number of a specific number of emails that this person's writing at the different to the time that this person spent writing emails. This is clear. Do you have any questions about this difference?
Mm, not really. Maybe in this moment, no.
Okay, so we have another smart chart. We have present perfect and present perfect continuous tense. So remember, when we have present perfect tense, the grammar, the structure is subject, auxiliary verb, in this case it have or has, and the verb, yes. In this case,
Yes.
Beatrice said that is the past participle tense, the verb on past participle tense. And when we have present continuous tense, we use, yes, the auxiliary verb that is have has, but we have to use other verb that is important to use, is other auxiliary verb, in this case, the verb to be being. So it's subject plus have has plus been, and the verb that you are gonna use it ends with eng on the gerund way. And we have no present perfect when we talk about for finished actions. For example, the kids have played for 2 hours. At the different when we have an unfinished action activity is incomplete now, or have already finished. So we use present continuous tense now. The kids have been playing since morning. other difference is when we talk about permanent actions. When we know that this action is permanent, we usually use present perfect simple tense. For example, I have taught English for 12 years. At the difference when we talk about temporary actions, um, this is for a moment.
Ok.
Hello, I back. Sorry, my computer's turned off. So I'm gonna share
Don't
the
worry.
screen again, and we're gonna continue with the uh, explanation. Okay. We was talking about by if the action is permanent or if it's action on temporary. Um, when we talk about of permanent actions, we usually use present perfect simple tense because we know that this activity is gonna be they happen always. No, this permanent. For example, I have taught English for 12 years. And the difference when we have or when we talk about temporary actions, we are talking about that this activity maybe is gonna be for a short time. Uh, that's why we told that is temporary. We usually use present perfect continuous tense. For example, I have been teaching this class for 1 hour. So it's really different to when we talk that if the action is permanent or if this is a temporary. The emphasis. When we made emphasis on the result of the action, we have to use the simple tense. For example, he has repaired the car. We are making the emphasis on the activity, the action, repair the car, to fix the car. And when we made an emphasis of the direction that this activity happened, the duration of the action, we usually use continuous tense. He has been repairing the car for 2 hours. Okay, yes, he he repaired the car, but this person repaired the car for 2 hours. So that's why we usually use the continuous tense. He has been repairing the car for 2 hours. And the last, know how much and how long. When we indicate how much or how many this activity happened, when we talk about the times, 2 times, 3 times, we usually use simple tense. For example, I have taken 6 years to write this book. And the difference when we talk about of the duration, indicate how much or how many in a ongoing process. In this case, when we are talking about how long this activity happened. So that's when we use a continuous tense. He has been studying English for 2 months. So it's really different when we talk about how many times this activity happened. 6 years. No, he has taken 6 years to write this book. The different, he has been studying English for 2 months. So it's really different here. Do you have any questions about this?
No.
Okay, so now we are going to exercise. So give me a second and I'm gonna share the screen. We have this not present perfect simple or present perfect continuous tense. In this activity, we have to choose the correct option according at the sentence. Now, for example, we have I've been cycling. I've been cycling or I've cycled. In this case, now we have to pay attention on the sentence. In the case number one, say, and my legs are really tired now. Now. So we choose the option that you think that is correct. Now you end the activity, you check the answers, and you have to have the score. In this case, now is I've been cycling because we are talking about now. Okay, so I'm gonna share the link with you by WhatsApp. We are gonna do the first one. Okay, the first activity. So this was easy. We continue with activity number 2.
Okay. Solo tengo duda en la 6.
Number 6. Okay, 9 to 10. 4, 5, 6. He, since he was a little boy, and we have choose two correct options. Okay, the instructions say choose two. No, and this is the only one. Okay, number 3, 2. And say you can choose two correct options. You have. Since he was a little boy, we have the option he is finishing, he has finished, and he has been fishing. Okay, he has fished and is fishing. Okay, y si dice desde que era niño, algo que ha estado haciendo, ¿no? Desde que era pequeño. Ajá. Y tenemos es o está pescando, ha pescado, ha estado pescando. Ajá. Ajá. Entonces, si es algo que ha estado haciendo por tanto tiempo, ¿no? Lo ideal es que estemos hablando de un tiempo continuo. Un tiempo continuo. Si es tiempo continuo, ¿cuáles serían las respuestas correctas?
Has finished and has been fishing.
Exacto. Porque estamos hablando de que continúa, ¿no? Ha estado pescando y ha pescado, ¿no? Desde. Y no puede ser is fishing porque no lo está haciendo ahorita, ¿no? Yes. ¿Vale?
Yes. Ok.
Ok. ¿Dudas? ¿Preguntas?
No.
No. Ok, entonces vamos a terminar por el día de hoy y continuamos el viernes.
Viernes. Sí.
See you.
See
Take
you.
care.
Bye bye. Take care.
Bye bye.